Thank you for visiting my channel. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified of future presentations. Our topic for today is, Married Woman, what name should she use? Anong pangalan ang dapat gamitin ng isang babaeng may asawa na? Under Article 370 of the Civil Code of the Philippines, a married woman may use any of the following. Number 1, her maiden first name and surname, and add her husband's surname, or number 2, her maiden first name and her husband's surname, or number 3, her husband's full name but prefixing a word indicating that she is his wife, such as Mrs. As to the first option, a married woman may use her maiden first name and surname and add her husband's surname. So if Maria Santos is married to Juan Cruz, she may use the name Maria Santos Cruz. Notice that under the first option, the married woman retains her full maiden name, first and surname, only that she adds the husband's surname after her own surname. This is to show that she is already married. In some cases, married women put a hyphen between their maiden surname and the surname of their husband to indicate that they are married. Usually, married women who are professionals like lawyers and doctors use this manner of identifying themselves because they were already well-known or professionally established when they were still single, so they'd like to keep their maiden surname for identification purposes, but at the same time honoring their husbands by adding the husband's surname after their maiden surname. Kilala na sila nung dalaga pa sila, kaya patuloy nilang ginagamit ang kanilang apelyido sa pagkadalaga, nilalagyan lang nila ng hyphen between their maiden surname and the surname of their husband. This is a variation of the first option. As to the second option, a married woman may use her maiden first name and her husband's surname. So if Maria Santos is married to Juan Cruz, she may use the name Maria Cruz. Notice that under the second option, nawala ang maiden surname ni Maria, napalitan ito ng surname ng kanyang asawa. As to the third option, a married woman may use her husband's full name, but prefixing a word indicating that she is his wife, such as Mrs. So if Maria Santos is married to Juan Cruz, she may use the name Mrs. Juan Cruz. Notice under the third option, nawala na talaga yung maiden name ng babaeng may asawa, both the first and the surname. At ito'y napalitan na ng pangalan ng kanyang asawa. Meron nga lang prefix na Mrs. para masabi na siya yung asawa. To recap, under Article 370 of the New Civil Code, if Maria Santos is married to Juan Cruz, she may use any of the following names. First, Maria Santos Cruz, with or without hyphen between Santos and Cruz. Second, Maria Cruz. And third, Mrs. Juan Cruz. In the case of Remo versus Secretary of Foreign Affairs, the Supreme Court, speaking through Associate Justice Antonio Carpio, explained, "Clearly, a married woman has an option, but not a duty, to use the surname of the husband in any of the ways provided by Article 370 of the Civil Code. She is therefore allowed to use not only any of the three names provided in Article 370, but also her maiden name upon marriage. She is not prohibited from continuously using her maiden name once she is married, because when a woman marries, she does not change her name but only her civil status. Further, this interpretation is in consonance with the principle that surnames indicate descent." Actually, there is a fourth option. Considering that there is no law prohibiting a married woman from retaining or reverting to her maiden name, she has a fourth option, which is to continue using her maiden name. So even if Maria Santos is married to Juan Cruz, she may continue using her maiden name, Maria Santos. Here comes House Bill number 10459. The House of Representatives recently passed a bill allowing a married woman to keep her maiden surname. House Bill number 10459 thus amends Article 370 of the New Civil Code of the Philippines or Republic Act number 386. According to its sponsors, the purpose of the bill is to promote equality between men and women before the law by protecting a married woman's right to keep her maiden surname after marriage. Therefore, as amended, Article 370 of the New Civil Code should read, a married woman may use 1. Her maiden first name and surname, 2. Her maiden first name and surname and add her husband's surname, or 3. Her maiden first name and her husband's surname, or 4. Her husband's full name but prefixing a word indicating that she is his wife, such as Mrs. Hence, if Maria Santos is married to Juan Cruz, she may use any of the following names. 1. Maria Santos, which is her maiden name. 2. Maria Santos Cruz, with or without hyphen between Santos and Cruz. 3. Maria Cruz. And 4. Mrs. Juan Cruz. Here's a question. After having opted to use her husband's surname, may a married woman revert to the use of her maiden name? Based on law and jurisprudence, a married woman is not prohibited from retaining her maiden name after marriage or reverting to her maiden name after having opted to use her husband's surname. After all, the use of her husband's surname is only an option and not a duty. However, an exception is found under the Philippine Passport Act of 1996. Under the Philippine Passport Act of 1996 or Republic Act 8239, once a married woman opts to use her husband's surname in her passport, she may not revert to use her maiden name except in the following cases: the death of her husband, divorce, annulment, or nullity of marriage. The reason for this limitation is to maintain the integrity and credibility of Philippine passports and documents proceeding from it, which is an exercise of the police power of the state. Here is the actual provision of the Philippine Passport Act that limits the option of a married woman to revert to her maiden name. Section 5, Paragraph D. In case of a woman who is married, separated, divorced or widowed, or whose marriage has been annulled or declared by court as void, a copy of the certificate of marriage, court decree of separation, divorce or annulment, or certificate of death of the deceased spouse duly issued and authenticated by the Office of the Civil Registrar General, provided that in case of a divorce decree, annulment, or declaration of marriage as void, the woman applicant may revert to the use of her maiden name, provided further that such divorce is recognized under existing laws of the Philippines. Meanwhile, under Memorandum Circular 2016-07, dated October 12, 2016, with subject allowing married women to retain and use their maiden name in lieu of their husband's surname in accordance with existing laws and pertinent jurisprudence, the Philippine Commission on Women, PCW, impels all institutions, particularly those in the public sector, to review, revise, and align their policies, guidelines, and procedures with the above-mentioned court's decision. This is in consonance with Convention on the Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, of which the Philippines is a state party. Further, in a memorandum dated October 1, 2020, issued by the Land Transportation Office, LTO, entitled Retention or Reversion and Use of Maiden Name in lieu of Husband's Name by Married Women, said agency in part prohibits its district or extension offices from requiring married women who use their maiden surname to present a court order of annulment or declaration of nullity of marriage. If you find this presentation helpful, hit the subscribe button below to get notification of future lectures. Please comment below for your thoughts, observations, and suggestions. Thank you.